Hello everyone, welcome back to Sydney and Starlet. And if you are new here,
welcome.
Welcome. Enjoy the
videos.
So today, me and Sydney are going to be reading Disney's Tarzan and the Jungle Games storybook. So let's begin. Can you find Tantor?
My God.
Where's Tantor? No, that's Turk. This is Tantor the elephant. The sun was rising over the African jungle. Tarzan and his gorilla family were still fast asleep in the trees, but not for long. Soon the warmth of the sun woke Tarzan and his gorilla playmates. They began to race down the tree. They were laughing and shouting and ready to play. Kerchak, the leader of the gorillas, didn't like the noise. He still wanted to sleep. So Kala, the kind gorilla who had become Tarzan's mother, hushed the playful youngsters. "Go and have breakfast in the coconut grove," she told them. Tarzan and his best friend, Turk, quickly apologized. No one wanted to make Kerchak angry. When they reached the ground, Tarzan and Turk began to wrestle. The young gorilla giggled. "Race you to the coconut grove," she shouted to Tarzan and their other friends, Flint and Mungo. When they reached the grove, Turk called, "Last one up is a rotten banana." Everyone quickly climbed up the trees. "Got my coconut first," Turk shouted with glee. But when they were back on the ground, Tarzan examined his coconut and grinned. "Hey," he cried, "Turk might have the first one, but I found the biggest one." Turk didn't like that at all. "Humph," muttered the little gorilla in disgust. Then Mungo said, "Look at me! I opened my coconut first." This annoyed Turk even more. She couldn't stand hearing anyone bragging, other than herself. So Turk cracked her coconut on a tree branch above Mungo's head. Milk poured out all over him. "Oops, sorry," Turk said. "I just wanted to see if my coconut had the most milk." Turk and the other gorillas began to argue. Tarzan sighed. Sometimes his friends spent so much time arguing, they forgot to play. He sat down and began to think. Then Tarzan had an idea. "We're always trying to decide who is the best," he said. "Why don't we have a contest to decide who really is the best at everything? It could be fun." "All right," Turk offered, looking around. "Why don't I try lifting these rocks to see who's the strongest?" The young gorilla was sure that this was a game she could win. Turk was right. Tarzan especially had a hard time lifting the rocks. But Turk lifted hers with ease. "Ha!" laughed Turk. "Who's the mightiest, strongest picker-upper in the whole jungle?" The young gorilla suddenly felt herself being lifted high into the air, stone and all. "Me!" said a voice. It was Tantor the elephant. He was the strongest of them all. "What's the big deal? Oh, what's the big idea?" snapped Turk after he put her down. "Can't you see we're in the middle of a game?" Her angry words hurt Tantor's feelings. Tears filled her big elephant eyes. "I just wanted to play." Tarzan felt sorry for their friend. "Of course you can play with us," he told young Tantor. "The jungle games are for everyone." Feeling guilty, Turk agreed. "All right, I'm sorry. You can play too." So the 5 friends went off in search of a new game. "Well, we've tried lifting," Tarzan pointed out. "What should we try next?" Tantor spotted a little pond close by. He exclaimed, "Why don't we see whose nose can squirt out the most water?" Tantor, we don't have trunks like you," Tarzan reminded him. Then Tarzan came up with another idea. He pointed to the pond. "Let's see who's the best swimmer. We can race to the other side." Everyone liked the idea. The gorillas immediately jumped into the water. Yahoo! Tarzan called, jumping in with them. Tantor couldn't wait to join them. The young elephant charged toward the pond. Make room for me! He trumpeted, leaping into the air. Yippee! He yelled. Unfortunately for Tarzan and the gorillas, and some fish, Tantor caused a giant wave. Watch out! Turk cried. Coming through! Tarzan looked at the half-empty pond. Well, he said, I think we know who can make the biggest splash. Oops, sorry. Tantor blushed. I think I hear my mother calling me. I'll see you all later. So much for that game, Turk snorted. Tarzan just turned to Tantor and smiled. We'll see you tomorrow, he said. After drying off, the friends began looking for other games to play. Tarzan scrambled up a tree. Let's have a race, he suggested, pointing to a tree in the distance. I wonder who can reach that old dead tree first. You know, I'm the fastest runner in the jungle, Turk bragged. But if you don't mind losing, let's go. Tarzan didn't think he would lose. In fact, he was already smiling at the thought of a quick victory. Everyone got into a starting position. Then Turk called, Ready? Set? All of a sudden, they heard a big crash behind them. Suddenly, a giraffe, zebra, and rhinoceros bolted through the bushes. The young animals thundered past the four friends. Are they playing in our jungle games too? Wondered Flint. They don't look as if they're playing, replied Tarzan. Suddenly the friends heard a loud roar. They quickly turned to see a lion close behind them. I don't think he's playing either, cried Turk. Run! If they had been having a race, the rhinoceros would have won. She was the fastest runner. Tarzan jumped on her back for a free ride. Help! Screamed the frightened friends. Luckily, the young animals ran past Kerchak, who was up in a tree. The huge gorilla saw that the youngsters were in trouble. He waited for the lion to pass under him. Then he knocked him down with a mighty blow. The lion fell to the ground with a thud. The other animals kept running, but Tarzan and his friends turned around and walked slowly back to Kerchak. Is he hurt? Tarzan asked, peering at the lion. No, Kerchak told him, but he'll wake up soon. You'd better go before he does. Tarzan and his friends thanked Kerchak for saving them. Wow, Turk sighed as they wandered away. I'm glad we all won that contest. Tarzan nodded. Some jungle games are more fun than others, the other gorillas agreed. So the friends rested, ate, and played until nightfall. Finally, it was time for them to return home. They were tired and happy. And even Turk had learned that you didn't have to win a game to have fun playing it. As everyone settled into their beds in the trees, Kala looked around and smiled. She whispered to Kerchak, It seems the youngsters have worn themselves out playing their jungle games. The huge gorilla nodded and said, But I think they're having one last contest. Who can snore the loudest? Kala chuckled quietly. Then she cuddled Tarzan, and they all drifted to sleep. So that is it for today, everyone. We really hope you all enjoyed it, and we'll see you all next time.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Pick out your favorite page in this book. Who's your favorite character?
¿Qué es ese?
Tarzan. Good choice. Goodbye.
¿Qué es ese?
Tarzan.